Eric, this Lions team, man, we talked last year at training camp, and I feel like we were in their faces with the same question. Do you guys know how good you're supposed to be? How does it feel in camp? They know, I feel like now, and it's a much different, all business vibe back there. You getting that sense so far?
Definitely business, man. I mean, my first year was 2021 when Dan Campbell was first coming in, and it seemed like they was trying to figure it out. The next year they were a little more comfortable. Last year was like, okay, we think we good, but we don't know. We still haven't won a division title. Guys know, coming off a division championship, I had a chance to talk to some of the guys, and they're like, hey, we feel like we're legitimate contenders. But that's what, that's how the guys feel, and you can feel it at the vibe out here as if this is a team that's trying to actually win a championship.
Let's take some people inside that press conference room that we're looking at just over Chad's shoulder here. We get to hear Dan Campbell talk. We ask him questions daily. What do you take away from him, the leader he is, the way that he has figured this thing out since you've joined the beat and covered this team, and the way that this program has really turned around with him at the helm?
I mean, you even look at it just today, they do a light practice. They had back-to-back days of just where it was really tough, really intense. They get a couple players injured. He comes out today, and it's like no pads. He's understanding the players, he's understanding their bodies, and understanding as a former player what they need. Aiden Hutchinson even said that today. It's going to be red days, it's going to be green days, and we got to take advantage when it is those days. So I think he's a leader of men. He understands, and I think being a former player, he knows when to push and when to pull. And today was one of those days. Okay, we hit it hard for a couple of days. Let's dial back again, and then we'll get back to it.
People in Detroit love when the national media says nice things, not just about their city and their team, but about the community and the fan base. There was a lot of that last year. You covered it, ESPN front page so much. How much are you getting pulled on and saying, hey, Eric, we need another story about the Lions? More so than that first year in 2021.
Yeah, they wanted more. I saw it a little bit last year, though, when they started to win. I mean, it was just more TV opportunities, more radio opportunities. Guys just want to know who these guys are. Asking about Jared Goff, Aiden Hutchinson, St. Brown. Like, these guys are getting a lot more attention. And you see the rankings. I mean, a couple years ago, none of those guys, it wasn't many Lions players in the top 100. And now you see, these guys are starting to get their just due. But they put the work in, though. I mean, it's not just because they just woke up one day and we're the Lions. They really had to go and suffer and get through the hard, dark times. So it's much appreciated now. For sure.
You started covering this team on a daily basis back in 2021. You've been around this group. Let people know a little bit more about yourself, because you're a Michigan guy who's has a ton of pride of where you come from, and you're a jack of all trades. It kind of goes into all that.
Everybody know I'm a Flintstone, diehard 810. I've been born and raised in Flint my whole life. Went to Western Michigan University. I primarily did the NBA, but I switched over to football and covering the Lions 2021, Dan Campbell's first season. So it's been cool to kind of see this whole thing built from the ground up. I mean, I've been watching the Lions fans and watching the games my whole life. I mean, my friends still in group chats, telling me so I can kind of get a grip on what the Lions community and fan base are doing, because my friends love the games and love the team so much. So I think that gives me a little more credibility, because I understand, through the lens of what Lions fans want to see from watching it. I mean, I watched more basketball growing up, but definitely got a pulse on the community and what's going on. So I think it's been fun to kind of witness that rise with these guys and understand what it's taken to actually get to this point.
I grew up in Troy, man, and so I get it, man. Our families, right, they know the pain that fans have gone through for so long. And so many of these guys, even Jared Goff last year would tell us, stop bringing up the past. The past is the past. It's all we know, Eric.
Yeah, even now, I mean, it sounds great to say, hey, the Lions going to be Super Bowl, but it's still that small little doubt, like, hey, I mean, it's still, is it the same old Lions, like, completely, or is it not? So I think they still have to prove that. And I think that's just our optimism from watching them from all these years and not knowing it could go either way at any time.
It's always a good day when you see Eric on SportsCenter, NFL Live, and on ESPN, of course. But we're honored to have you with us here. So thanks for joining us on Channel 7.
Anytime, man. Appreciate you, Brad. Thanks,
Eric.